Hello. So today's reading is, I'm sure you saw the title, it's about do you have any alien spirit guides? And honestly, let me add aliens or interdimensional beings to that because, I don't know if you saw the news yesterday or you saw the congressional hearing about the fact that aliens are very much real and so are interdimensional beings. So this reading just came about because of that. I was literally journaling this morning and I was writing down how, yesterday, I kind of document my life, but also like interesting things that happen, right? So I was like, oh, yesterday, the Congress like admitted that there's aliens and interdimensional beings, and I was like, oh, I gotta do a reading about that. So yeah, I think that's something that the spiritual community already kind of we knew, right? We knew. I mean, a lot of people knew, and a lot of people got deemed like crazy or I don't know. It's just like wearing a foil hat or something. It's like a stigma around it, right? And I kind of you know how the government does things in weird ways and disclosure sometimes it's more of a manipulative tactic and stuff like that. I'm not gonna get into that, but I do like the fact that I saw the whole thing and highly recommend. It's an interesting watch, okay, even if there's not a lot that is divulged per se, but you could read between the lines. Anyways, but I do like how they kept saying the three witnesses. They really kept saying, we want to destigmatize this topic. And I think that is a huge, huge thing for the human race in general, right? Kind of destigmatizing the unknown and talking about it and people talking about their experiences, whether that be aliens or spiritual experiences in general, and not being deemed crazy or I don't know, like they're not right in the head or being like being discredited because for them divulging or talking about or sharing their experiences. Just because it hasn't happened to someone doesn't mean that it's not real what happened to other people. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there. I really like that aspect of it. The kind of like taking away the stigma of all of these topics, which I think it's a really good to step forward because without stigma, then we can have conversations and kind of, I would say, like compare notes. And also it's kind of think about like the stigma around mental health has been slowly also been kind of taken away a bit. Why? Because so many people are open about their mental struggles and the way they struggle psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, and it helps. It helps to other people for other people not to feel alone, and also it helps in general to like kind of take away the stigma of it all. Right? It's a good step forward. Anyways, I went on a rant. So we have three pals here. This reading is going to be really fun. That's really what I intended it to be, kind of like funny and fun. I wanted to like jump on the bandwagon of the aliens, which honestly, really cool. So we are starting with kind of, let me give you the structure of the reading. I'm going to use this oracle deck because I mean, hello, it's so fitting. I'm going to pull two cards to see what kind of like alien race is trying to communicate with you. It's one of your spirit guides, or they're going to be, maybe after this kind of news, they feel more welcome in this place, right? And then we're going to do tarot to answer kind of like what is it that they're trying to get to you for, like what's the reason and obviously why. So what and why. And then with the oracles, we're just gonna get some advice like always. So these are the oracles. And so pile one, you have the flower agate skull. Pile two, you have a Dalmatian jasper little triangle or pyramid, if you like to call it that. And then pile three, you have desert rose. I went with a little beige theme for some reason. I kind of want like like a little form, but of a little alien, like the quote unquote the grays. I have little alien hands, but I don't have those crystals. But I'll look for it because I think that's really fun. I can't believe I don't have like out, you know, out of this world kind of crystal looking things. But all right, so yeah, go ahead and pick your piles and I'll see you in your readings. Obviously, I'm going to start with pile 1, and yeah, let's do this. Alrighty, hello pile 1. If you guys pick the flower agate skull, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to leave your oracles on the side, okay? And I'm going to start with 2 cards from the Mystic Martian. I do have to say I split this deck up because this deck doesn't just have alien races. It also has like elements, and it has like mystical things. And since I really just wanted to get alien races, right, this I kind of divided it up, okay? So we're going to get 2 cards just to see who your alien spirit guides are. Or, you know, aliens, interdimensional beings, who's trying to contact you or like give you some advice. All right. Or who will in the future. It doesn't have to be. Because our spirit guides change, okay? So let's keep that in mind. Oh, vegans, 23. So the number 23 could be very significant. It could definitely be, oh, the fact that there's a little pyramid there. Maybe you're also meant to watch pile 2, or you were between pile 1 and pile 2, and maybe both of them are going to apply to you. Okay. Solitude, independent, and peace. So you could be a vegan. You don't have to be. Or veganism is something that calls your attention. The number 23 is very significant here as well. Number 5 as well, because 5s are about change. Let's read about that. Oh my God, the fact that I opened right to it. That's crazy. All right. Vegan beings reside on the planet Vega, also called Alpha Lyra, the brightest star in the northern Lyra constellation. Vega, may have its own solar system. Vegan beings are ancestral refugees from the ancient Lyra Draco wars. They peacefully do not participate in any galactic politics or war, and take a neutral stance to the complex dramas. Very interesting. You could feel that way too, Part 1. You could be very neutral when it comes to all this. Actually, it's interesting. Maybe the whole topic of this alien thing being divulged at this time and disclosed, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into it. You're very like not biased, right? You're interesting. All right. So it says, they are actually around 250 years ahead of the Pleiadians, and they stand 6 to 7 feet tall. Vegan beings are highly self-sufficient and very autonomous, and a very autonomous civilization. Oh, I can't speak today. They're spiritually guided by the Andromeda Council. The vegan, all of this could be something that you want to research, and all of this could be something also that you have been researching, by the way. The vegan beings are natural healers and care deeply towards nature and the natural environment. While vegan beings did initially participate in the original seeding projects, they actually prefer to stay neutral and private. They choose mostly to be in solitude in their own home planet. Vegans are independent and intolerant of feeling restricted to their sovereign self-agency. As their name suggests, they are vegans and only eat organic, raw plant life. They consider the consumption of dead animals to be a foul crime against nature. Most vegan beings are humanoids, though some hybrid vegan beings have genetic characteristics of nearby ETs. So the card meaning retreat, neutral, solitude, self-direct, sovereign, independent, resourceful, privacy, peace, apolitical, and family. Very cool. Very cool. The fact that we're getting the card of you got a race that that doesn't really want to intervene or even have contact with anybody else. probably it feels very much like they've been to so much turmoil with the war that they kind of they keep to themselves now. They rather stay out of the drama, if you will. And I think humanity is the epicenter for drama. Are we not? I think we are. Which is okay, you know, it's part of our character. It's cool. All right. The blue avians. So number 7 could also be significant. Philosophy, releasing karma, and mysticism. Oh, this is one of my favorites, actually, because they speak about them being part of like the architects of the universe, if you will. They're part of building things. And okay, let's just read about it because they're really cool. Okay, blue avians. Blue avians are mammalian humanoid ETs with bird-like features. Also, bluebirds could be significant for you guys as well, I have to say. Maybe you're finding bird feathers. Maybe blue jays are significant to you. Orbs as well. The sky makes me think of like a sunset or a sunrise. And I don't know if they're in water or it's just, it's interesting. All right. Their origins are unclear. Encounters reports claim that they are now from another multiverse. Ooh, interdimensional beings. Okay. Though originated from our local star cluster, blue avians have some resemblance to the offshoot Larians, genetic lineage from a bird people. The blue avian are the 6th and 9th density dimensional. Again, okay, so you have an alien race and an interdimensional being here. I love it. I love these readings already. Okay, thank goodness. All right. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but I really like where this is going. Okay. Tall with slender body frames, they are covered in a soft bluish and indigo feather down. They have a cool, calm, and diplomatic nature with a profound intelligence and understanding of ontological philosophical and metaphysical phenomena. Oof, those are big words for Elmo. My goodness, all right. If you know that reference, please just leave it in the comments so I don't feel crazy. They are well versed on the law of one material, Egyptian sunbird god Ra. Ooh, so you could really be into like Egyptian goddesses and gods. The god Ra could be something that you see around. The letters R and A could be significant. Number 27 could be significant because it's the page number. Oh, my nose is itchy. Yeah, that's for someone. They are remarkable time-traveling explorers and use spherical orbs teleportation technology. Ooh, that is really fucking cool. Blue avian CT have been referred as in many ancient in many ancient metallurgical documentations, including Mayans, Egyptians, Hindu, and Babylonian literatures and artifacts. The blue avians archetype coincides with the history label angels, and are known as the ancient builder race and architects of this quadrant of the universe. Exactly. That is really interesting. The blue avian's mission is largely to protect all life and assist in the development of human ascension. So card meaning, inner work, philosophy, esoteric knowledge, releasing karma, mysticism, ascension, divine masculine, self-discovery, scholar, intellect, study, education, diplomatic, and science. Interesting that they also have self-discovery. Okay. I really like your people here. Honestly, I think it's an interesting contrast of, and you know what, Pawan, it could also be that some of you very much resonate with this energy of, I'm not going to get into it, just want to see how things play out. And some of you are very invested in the esoteric knowledges, the mysticism of it all, what does it mean? What does it mean that we have now finally come around and said, okay, aliens are real, like what's coming after that? Or you could be someone that just naturally has always been very intrigued by anything that had to do with like ancient aliens or something like that. And I know those documentaries are kind of goofy, and you know, sometimes, but they were goofy for a reason. They had to be entertainment before anything, because you know, those people, you know, kept being labeled crazy, right? But they're not so crazy anymore, are they? I also think it's interesting how we picked up on Egyptian kind of energy with this, and then I mentioned the pyramid here. That's really interesting. All right. And you know what I'm getting as well? You know how, you know, you are not like your parents, right? Every generation tends to be a little bit more open-minded. Even if you come from an open-minded environment, you could even further that along, right? I'm kind of getting that with this. It's like, because you see, it's the child that's looking this way. It's the child that's kind of like away from their parents, if you will. I don't know, the imagery is just giving me a vibe of maybe there's certain, I want to say like groups or sectors or generations in the Vega planet that they feel like now it is time to intervene. Now, not to intervene per se, and not like impose their knowledge and their help, even like on human beings, if you will. But it is time to like be there if we reach out. Does that make sense? It's maybe they recognize that we are going through a very profound change, just like their civilization did in the past, and that's why, you know, they're a little bit more open about, or there's, you know, like I said, like a sector generation that's a little more open about communicating with humans. And yeah, that's really freaking cool. That is really cool. All right, let's see what's going on here. So now we're going to answer the what and the why. I think it's to help us see through the confusion. Yeah, it's to change things. It's for change. Yeah, I love it, honestly. I love this energy. It's something, it's like they recognize these alien races that are trying, they're probably going to be starting to be your part of your spirit team. Seeing it there, and that makes sense. The fact that they mention angelic energy as well. You could almost be feeling certain energies and you feel like it might be angelic presence, but it's actually the blue avians. That's really interesting. It would also make sense because usually archangel energy, angel energy in general, is very potent, very intense energy. And it would make sense that this is like a big presence as well. And it, you know, sometimes you're, as long as you, when you practice your spirituality, your channeling, whatever it is that you do to kind of communicate with your spirit guides, as long as you know, put the intent and kind of the boundary of only those who are here for my highest good may come through, right? That kind of thing. Like sometimes we think we know one of our spirit guides, but really we don't. We just perceive them with our human lens, if you will. That could be, that's really interesting. I really also like that we have a 7 and a 7 starting and ending here, because again, 7 is very significant for this pile. The wheel being in the middle is, honestly, I love it. It's kind of like this is really what they're trying to bring forth by communicating with you, by sharing their energy or giving you information, is seen through the cloudiness, through the BS, if you will. Again, getting away from that confusion, giving you the tools that you need to like get away from this energy. Definitely also see it's to help you see your life in a broader sense. Maybe the waiting around for things to happen, it's kind of painful, and it has been painful. I don't have any other way of interpreting this, honestly. But it's like with them, they're trying to bring clarity to the painful situations that you've been through. They're also trying to bring clarity to those moments in your life where you felt very confused and like you had no way out. and you were like in a stasis mode, just waiting around. You were putting in the work, but you were still waiting around. It's like all of that is about to change. Like I said, there's change coming. There could be change coming, and I keep going back to it in my head. I just don't say it because I've said it before. There's change coming when it comes to your spirit guides, and these two could be coming in. You know, it's time for it. Yeah, that makes sense. You've acquired enough knowledge, I want to say, and this is very, because it's 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, right? We almost skip one. We skip the 8 of Pentacles, but you're not skipping it. You've done that work already, because the 8 of Pentacles make me think of like busy bee. You're very busy. You're really trying to get to this point, right? And then trying to get to the 10 of Pentacles. And in this case, I don't feel, it might be related to your abundance, like, you know, physical, like monetary things, but it also feels like very, it's you acquiring a lot of knowledge in this life. Because I feel like this is what they're trying to bring to you anyways. A lot of confirmation of the knowledge that you have already acquired by doing your own research. I keep, the R and A are significant. Ra, remember, in this. Ancient Egypt is significant as well. Okay, 2 cards. All right, Justice, yeah, and the Page of Cups. A lot of karmic justice coming your way. It's like you've put in, you've put in the effort. You really have come out of. You're about to, if you're not already there. You're coming out of a lot of confusion, a lot of pain and hurt, a lot of understanding why all of that happened in the first place. Why you put yourself in certain situations. You were put in certain situations. And you alchemized all of that, and you're ready. You're ready for something better, a new offer. You're also kind of, this is interesting because this feels like you're ready to learn from a place of, this is the shift, right? The wheel that is moving towards this. Learning from a place of love, learning from a place of less heartache and less painful situations, okay? Oh, High Priestess, my goodness. Do you see the big change you're doing, piled one? It's huge. You go, do you see how they look alike, but they're not? It's a big shift that you're going through, actually. My goodness. You go from a 2 of Swords energy to a High Priestess. That is huge. And it all started also because you made a choice, I guess. Yeah, you made a choice to work towards understanding, I think, your spirituality and the things that made you confused. And you were probably like a skeptic who's a believer, which honestly, I like those 2 words together because if it resonates with me as well. I'm a skeptic who's a believer, right? So you chose one sword, you headed that way, you started acquiring knowledge about it, and here you are with that one sword you picked. And now in the other hand, you hold balance, which is what you didn't have in the first place. And you are so, you're very psychic, very connected, very intuitive. It's time to step into this energy. Don't doubt yourself anymore. Do you see how all of the elements here are kind of in this card? The crescent moon is at your feet now. It's not far away. It's part of who you are. The water, you are the water. You are that psychic kind of realm. You embody it. It's around you. It's part of you. It cloaks you, if you will. You have a lot of knowledge. It's like an ancient scroll. Tarot could be very significant for you as well, because that says tarot, and so does the Wheel of Fortune. So maybe you kind of started your spiritual journey by getting into tarot. Wow, that's beautiful. Big shifts, big changes for you. Yeah, bottom of the deck confirming that for me with the Tower makes me think of quick changes, especially after this, the stasis, because of this pain, right? You've gained that perspective. You go from the Page to the 9 of Cups. I mean, you go from the 2 of Swords to the High Priestess. 2 could be significant as well. 7 to 2. Wow. I mean, I don't even know. That's 10 of Pentacles. What's at the top here? This is where you're headed. Another 10. Wheel of Fortune 10. There's, what is it? What is it? There's something about, like I said, you are going through a big change, right? It's a big glow up, if you will. The fact that we have these 3 kind of doing like a trine here around the page, and the page is usually like, you know, like teenage kind of vibes, right? You a coming of age, if you will. You could have worked on your inner child healing, and now you're headed into your teenage healing, and you've done that too. So now you're heading into a whole different realm, and this is why these alien races are here to support you with. They're here to help you. Releasing karma is still significant because we have justice here. The philosophy, mysticism, esoteric knowledges, all of that is something that you're about to embody. You already do, but you're about to see yourself for who you truly are. There's no more imposter syndrome here. It's going to be impossible for you to have imposter syndrome, part one, because your life is going to reflect everything. It's like you left this energies in the past and you're moving into this. 9 and 9, I also have to say. 7, 7, 9, 9. You see all the mirrors, all the synchronicities that are in your reading. You cannot ignore that. You can't. It's that kind of energy is what I'm picking up. And like, if you struggle with accepting your spiritual path, your spiritual gifts, maybe your healing properties, your healing energy, the purpose that you serve here, not just for your own life, for your community, but for humanity in general, you're about to step into such a beautiful, all-encompassing kind of reality of who you truly are, that it's impossible for you to ignore this. That's how you get through the imposter syndrome. I'm hearing from this side here, we're going to make you a believer. You are a believer, but it's time. It's time to show you the fruits of your labor. Honestly, that makes sense with the 7 of Pentacles, which is like, you know, you reap what you sow. That they're literally in the action of sowing, like planting things, right? That's what you've done. You've done that, and that has helped you move this wheel in your favor. Beautiful message. My goodness. Wow. I am like in awe. I was not expecting these readings to be this freaking beautiful and profound, but I love it. I feel like I tap into collectives of people that your spirit guides are really honestly on point, and they're on it. Like, wow. All right. Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, let's see what's going on here. Wow, luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius could be a significant sign for you as well. Maybe your moon is in Sagittarius. Sun, moon, rising, Venus. Any placements, honestly. Maybe you're ruled by fire element as well. The arrow is significant. You know what the arrow makes me think of? For some reason, what's coming up is Diana. She's the goddess that has like a crossbow and an arrow. I don't know. That's like Roman, Greek or something. You might want to look that up. That's you. That's what I mean. Like, you have such a broad knowledge of like spiritual things. You pick up a lot of things from different places, and you implement them as well. It's beautiful. You're being commanded for that. I really like that. All right. Observation. Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. I feel like you do this. This is what you do. You learn. You observe and you learn. You watch and you learn. It's really interesting too, because this could be what they are doing. They're really observing kind of like your life and where you are at. And in doing that, it's how they connect with you. And that's really interesting. All right, blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. So the fact that they're bringing up blue flame is interesting too, because there's actually a card in this deck that it's like a blue flame. If it comes out, that'll be interesting. But blue flame is interesting. Why? Because I'm thinking now of Archangel. Oh my God, what is their name? Is it an Archangel? No, no. It's about Saint Germain and the purple flame. Oh, but you know who has a blue flame? Is it Archangel Michael? I think so. Blue is significant for you guys as well. Is Archangel Michael has a blue flame around his sword? Is that it? I'm not sure. Okay, but I know that Saint Germain has purple flame, purple light is significant. So maybe your crown is very activated at this time. It's about to be as well. The fact that they're all wearing headdresses, like a crown kind of thing, is interesting too. So your crown could be activating at this moment in time. Blue is also, the color blue goes to the throat chakra. So it's really easy for you to communicate what you're receiving as well. Maybe that's why they want you to like dive into more of, or step into your path, because you're meant to be sharing all of this stuff that you receive. The void, this is where you were. Stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic wound. This is where you were. This is that energy of the Seven of Pentacles that we were getting, the Two of Swords that we were getting. Yeah. This is beautiful. You grow in this. It's like you grow in darkness. Think of yourself as a little seed. You get planted into the darkness, into the earth, but then you sprout and you see the light. This is you. That's really freaking beautiful. Ooh, here we go. I love it. The hawks. Are they hawks? I'm not sure if they're hawks. Maybe they're some kind of other birds. But birds. Oh, birds are significant. Star brothers. Oh, this could be your star brothers and sisters. Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. This is a beautiful card. There's something about the imagery that you really need to look at if you need to pause it or something. But there's something, the symmetry is significant. The way that all the light, you see his crown there, how that is really beautiful, really beautiful. It's like this bird-like figure statue. It's like holding him. It's all around him, kind of. It's almost like I'm seeing, like, let me hold you in my arms, if you will. There's something about when you meditate, you could definitely tap into these energies and the spirit guides when you meditate. If you have a meditative practice, whatever it is that you do that puts you in a trance kind of thing, this is when they show up. And they show up with a lot of light codes for you. They show up with a lot of it, probably a lot of intensity as well. Their energies are very mirrored as well to your energy because of the mirroring in this card. It almost makes me think there's one, like I said, this is a big presence, okay? This energy feels very big, very intense. And you see it there. It's a big bird statue kind of like wrapping around you. That could be the blue avian kind of thing. And then these two make me think of the vegans. It could be two from here, one from here, and it's all kind of, that's really interesting. That's really interesting and really beautiful. All right. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, for coming along on this journey with this fun reading. Thank you for having an open mind and not just putting, kind of like being like, I'm not going to listen to that crazy girl talk about aliens kind of thing. So yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you to your alien spirit guides. Thank you to the blue aliens and for the vegan beings for being here and letting me tap into their energy and communicate with you and talk about them as well. I mean, and yeah, thank you to your spirit guides in general as well. Thank you again for letting me read for you. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your support in general, and I'll see you in the next reading. You guys have an amazing day. Have a good one. love part 2. So if you guys picked the, oh my god, I'm like a loss for words now. The little pyramid triangle Dalmatian jasper, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to leave your oracles on the side for now. I'm going to start with the Mystic Martian, and I'm going to get 2 cards, and they're going to show us who your alien spirit guides are, okay? And then we're going to do some tarot and look into the what and the why of it all, like what, you know, what are they trying to bring forth and why at this moment. And then I'll get some advice from your oracles, okay? So let's see. I feel like some of you want to see the back of this deck for some reason. I don't know. That's for probably one person. It has a really cool back, actually. That the whole interdimensional being kind of thing is really very much in the back of this deck. It almost looks like an interdimensional portal or something. All right, let's see what's going on part 2. Ooh, very cool. All right, let's not jump to conclusions on anything, okay? Because a lot of people have problems with this. Alpha Draconians, corrupt, unethical, and cults. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. One more. Maybe you like dragons. Okay, I just have to say also, like, I don't want you to, like, be scared, scroll away from this one, pick another pile or something like that. Just because this card came out, anything that, again, if the whole that, you know, talking about aliens being real, interdimensional beings has taught us anything, it's, we should not, you know, like, demonize anything at all. Like, we should not have kind of a prejudice against anything and anyone. That includes alien races, okay? Because sometimes, you know, in this world, there's people or, you know, beings that get the fallout of a lot of the BS that's going on, but really it's not even them doing it. So kind of like keep an open mind when it comes to that. You know, sometimes what's deemed bad or evil, it's really just a fall guy. It's a facade for someone else in the background actually doing those things, okay? I'm not defending this situation over here, but I'm just saying, like, let's keep an open mind, okay? I mean, you should have an open mind if you're watching this. All right, Sirius B, Syrians B. Responsibility, lessons, and growing up. Okay, very interesting contrast with these two. It's almost like from this energy, there's a lot to learn. And then, you know, this is the evolved kind of, you know, this is what comes out of this. Like when you go through hardships, this is what this is giving me. It's okay to have a shadow self. It's okay to be two sides of the same coin, if you will, right? Lessons growing up and responsibilities. All right. All right, all right. Let's get into it. Oh, very interesting that the bottom of the deck is Syrians A. That's very interesting. All right. Let's read about these, okay? Let's see what's going on there. 3, the number 3 could be significant. The number 1 could be significant because, you know, 19 is up to 10, which goes down to 1. So 1 and 3 could be very significant for you guys. Ooh, there's a lot to read about them. All right, let's see. Alpha Draconians, winged Sakers, okay, reside mostly in the Alpha Draconian system of the Orion constellation and are one of the oldest known species in the universe. There are stories that say that the Draconians never originated from this universe, but were dumped here from another multiverse. Interesting, because we have another. Pile 1 also had an interdimensional being. So the fact that maybe the Draconians here for you are representing an interdimensional being as well. You know, they have their own perspective to kind of share with you. They hold the crown-ranking role as rulers of the reptilian race of ETs and have a small elected variety of random renegade ET species align with them. Alpha Draconians claim to be loyal heirs to this universe and have conquered and lost many planets in the cosmic history timelines. Divide and control is their constant social engineering model to steer and shape reality. Due to their history and predatory shape reality, due to their history and predatory nature, they are energetically forbidden from highly evolved planetary civilizations that have transitioned and ascended collective consciousness beyond the fourth dimensional awareness. The dwelling number of the Alpha Draconians are pterodactyl. Oh my god, I'm not going to even attempt to say that word. Big word for Alma, okay? And prefers subterranean environments. They can stand up to 12 feet in height and that are said to be terrifying in their presence, and they hold an unnerving, unforgiving calmness about themselves. Okay. They are bloodthirsty and addicted to provoking low vibrational terror and arouse low vibrating energy from others. Their rough, thick, scaly skin tones vary from olive green to brownish black. The draconians of the very high bloodlines have large bat-like wings and horns. They do much of the archons forbidden to earth binding by an occult. Okay, let me read that again. They do much of the archons forbidden to earth binding via occult mythologies. Oh my god, I'm having such a struggle today. Mythologies and are shape-shifting masters of disguise who can cloak themselves within humanoid holographic bodies for periods of time in public. I think we all know kind of what that's about, because I feel like when people talk about aliens, they really just gravitate towards this and saying, okay, the Greys are here to get us, the lizard people are here to get us, kind of thing. They typically descend highly refined in public, while secretly concealing their deceptive, immoral, explorative, and elitist agenda and methodologies. They have genetic engineering technology that far exceeds human capabilities and are obsessed with domination over the entire universe. Oof. Okay, this is a hard one to tap into. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let me read the good part of this. Okay, man making amends, common sense, rebirth, inclusive, awakening, efficient, and absolve. You know what? This feels like a little bit more of whenever you, whatever we consider our shadow self or something like that, you could kind of feel like this energy triggers your shadow self, if anything. But they're serving a purpose as well, okay? Because everything serves a purpose. There's no black and white. There's gray areas everywhere, especially when it comes to the human experience. So there's something about this energy could trigger shadow selves, shadow aspects within you. Maybe not the best things that you want to integrate about yourself, but in doing that, they almost like shine a light on the shadows. And then I feel like the contrast is with this energy, you're able to alchemize it and kind of put it to good use, if you will, right? So like the triggers come up, but then you spin them around and you make them work for you. All right, let's read about Sirians. In Series B, Sirian B beings are from the Sirius binary, possibly trinary star system. By the way, pause for a second. We just started to open the portal of the AA portal, which is started yesterday on 7/26, which again is very interesting that we got this divulsion, we got this disclosure about aliens on the first day that this portal is open. And it is the portal that aligns the Earth, the Sun, and Sirius, the star system. We're in perfect alignment to them, which is why it peaks on August 8th portal, hence, right? But it starts from, because the energy is big, it's a big, big, big deal every year. It starts on the 26th of July and then it ends on August 12th. So there's a grace period between and after. So this is really interesting that you guys got one of these. You could have been in a funk for a while, and now this portal is open and you feel more like yourself again. Sirius B is the white dwarf companion star that was once the larger than Sirius A, where the Sirius B beings reside. The shamanic Dogon tribe of the Western Africa revere their ancient teachings and their deity Nomo, who was a Sirius B star being that was said to arrive in a massive floating boat, then instructed them in complex astronomy and ancient history. Very beautiful that we're tapping into like ancient kind of contact, right? Dogon artifacts dating back to 400 years have accurate orbits of the stars before astronomers had telescopes. That is crazy. Nomo informed the Dogo shamans that humanity's descent of consciousness was due to the materialism and greed, and the contrast in these two. Some suggest certain renegade Sirius B ETs might have sold out and are responsible for providing advanced interdimensional technology to clandestine government agencies for the Montauk and Philadelphia project, which inside sources say failed miserably with terrible consequences. Sirius B beings are bipedal with amphibian and aquatic features. They are superb in water and have advanced civilizations and technologies to navigate cosmos. Sirius B beings visited and interacted with ancient Babylonians, Akkadians, and Sumerian civilizations. Yeah. So we're getting this mentioning they're one of the oldest races in the universe. Interdimensional beings that were like dumped here or something like that. And them also being very ancient because they communicated with ancient civilizations on Earth. A lot of like ancestral kind of vibes is what I'm getting from here. So the card meaning: sink or swim, having to face facts, growing up, adolescent, responsibilities, bisexual, preoccupied, integration, lessons, other commitments, entertainment, training, apprentice, and novice. The reverse of this, it leads me back to this energy: self-loathing, shame, regret, remorse, having a chip on your shoulder, immature, wrong attitude, and self-sabotage. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that these two would come out together. The fact that they even spoke about like them selling out, some of them selling out and selling secrets to the government or something like that. It's really interesting. It also plays into what I was speaking about of, yes, you could be good, but sometimes you fuck up, right? It's kind of like that. It's the same thing goes for these energies. I feel like, I don't want to say people are inherently evil off the get-go, or alien races. Maybe there's more to that story, if you will. Maybe you are someone who these beings are going to communicate with you, kind of maybe give you channel messages, or quite literally just straight up communicate with you and explain to you kind of like their side of the story is what I'm getting. Because I feel very protective, kind of like I don't want to assume anything. It's what I really want to say. There's something, it's really interesting. And that could also be how these energies are going to help you approach your spirituality, your own kind of ascension, your own kind of facing up to maybe the things that you are not very proud that you've done in the past, kind of like that, or you alchemizing all of that. It's what they can help you with because they've done it themselves. Okay. The AA portal is going to be very significant for you guys. It probably already started for you. Started yesterday, like I said, on July 26th. So, Page of Swords, Truth. Ooh, look at that. She wanted to fly out. Queen of Swords, more truth. Very truthful, very transparent. You know what? Probably because they are perceived as mischievous and like having an agenda to manipulate and kind of like, this is why the communication here is very clear, cutthroat kind of thing. It's like, also there's something about use your discernment, and you can also put your foot down and kind of be like, I don't want to be in connection to this. Like, you have free will, you know what I mean? You know what? It's interesting because, you know, okay, let me explain something to you. Bear with me for a second. When I do these readings, right, I'm really only talking to myself here in a way, right? But I tap into collectives, and I just, you know, I'm like I channel. I just say what it comes to mind, what comes to my awareness. But it's interesting that I don't have anybody to look at. And I really like personal readings because I feel like, obviously, I'm talking to someone, right? But when I do these readings and I feel like looking at whoever I'm speaking about, I look at my camera. I'm sorry that I'm putting my finger in your face, but I look up here and I keep doing that. There's something about you seeking connection, you seeking information with the sword energy. And it makes sense because if you have a lot of air placements, or you just kind of just like you're embodying that energy right now, you're very inquisitive. You're very much, I'm getting like Aquarius vibes, Gemini vibes, Libra even too. You're very inquisitive. You want Sagittarius as well. You want to acquire a lot of knowledge. It's almost like you are seeking information from this energy because, you know, they're looking a little bit away and you're looking towards them. And how you process whatever it is that you receive puts you in this queen energy, which is a very powerful place to be at, actually. And it's almost like you gain a lot of perspective from researching, from tapping into this energy. You gain a lot of perspective from doing shadow work as well. Maybe while you do shadow work, you're very, believe it or not, or, you know, if this resonates with you or not, you could very much tap into this energy. Like they were saying that the low vibrational energy, you tap into it for a reason. You come back from it. You come out of that period of integration of your shadow with a lot of knowledge. It's like you were seeking knowledge as a novice, as an adult, you know, this is like teenage kind of thing. Adolescence kind of vibes. And then you come out of that as a queen with very established knowledge. You really have acquired the things that the knowledge that you needed. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. That is crazy that these came out. Makes a lot of sense, honestly. And it's like the more that you the more you go in this cycle of, because this is making me think of a cycle, right? The more you go in this cycle of seeking knowledge, diving into the depths of everything that feels very uncomfortable, very painful for you, the more knowledge you receive. With the trumpet there, this is Angel Gabriel, the messenger, the one that delivers information. Again, and another Knight of Swords, the information comes in quickly when you need it to. So you see the good that this kind of energy does for you, Because when you're down in the slumps, you're very low vibrational. You learn from that. That's what this is telling me about. That's really interesting. With the world, again, like I was saying, you go through cycles. Maybe you go through cycles of like depressive episodes. And really, believe it or not, this is you kind of acquiring a lot of knowledge about how to get through that specific kind of feeling. And in doing that, there's something that you could be sharing with the world as well. The fact that we have 20 and 21 of the major arcana too, it's like very consecutive. It's, you take things step by step, but also it's like the cycles that you are in help you alchemize a lot. There's a lot of you learning from everything that comes your way, especially the darkness, especially again the sadness, the things that people maybe don't even want to look at about themselves. It's almost like you thrive from that, which is honestly, my goodness, because this is a very intense energy, very, very intense energy. Props to you, Patu, honestly. You know, this card, I keep looking at it too. It's not scary to me. You know what it looks like? The Pope. And I'm not saying the Pope is draconian being, but it makes me think of the high priestess. Makes me think of the Hierophant in tarot as well, which is interesting. Maybe it's the red cape or something like that. Look at that. Ooh, a lot of queens and kings here. Okay. Let's see what's going on. One more. We saw this earlier, right? When I was shuffling, I think. All right. Look at the bottom of the deck. It's all for this. This is where you're headed, right? The journey is a little bit tumultuous for you. But you're headed there nonetheless. Like I said, the sadness, the being in the slumps kind of energy, you transmute that beautifully. You triumph from it. It's like you really do acquire whatever you need to move forward. And then again, you are in these cycles again. It's like you're going through cycles at this moment in time in your life, probably. Let me drink some water. Hold on. It's like what I want to say is that you're going through growing pains, okay? Because it's even here, responsibility, lessons, and growing up. You truly are growing up. You're going from a page to queens and king energy. Probably balancing also your masculine and feminine energy. Balancing your knowledge, the physicality of how do I apply what I know, and also the passion behind it, the things that drive you forward. It's kind of like making all of that fit together, if you will. For ultimately, what you're seeking is this happiness, joy, new beginnings as well. Look at that, the Chariot. I love it. You know, it's like you want to step into the right direction. You really want to do what you're meant to be doing here. But you yourself are in a moment in your spiritual journey where you're learning a lot from the past. And you're learning a lot from the past that is the shadow of you, if that makes sense, right? That's what you're integrating. Also, don't close yourself off to love just because you're going through these things. Doesn't mean that you're not worthy of love and understanding. There's also something about the more that you balance this, the easier it's going to be as a transition. Like I said, this period right now in time for you around the AA portal is very significant. Maybe there's some aha moment coming in. There's some kind of communication, very clear. I mean, like very divine, clear, almost like angelic, almost like intervene kind of energy communication coming in for you, which honestly, it almost redirects you. It gives you a newfound purpose, if you will, as well. Yeah, you don't need to, there's something that's interesting that the four, now having them here, both here, it makes sense to me, and I'm seeing it. So with the Four of Cups, we are still, you know, crossing our arms and being like, ugh, those 3 cups, I don't want them. We're doing the same in the Five of Cups, believe it or not. But in the Four of Cups, 1 cup is being offered to us, and then in the Five of Cups, another cup is being offered to us. So it's like the offer is here. You just need to get out of the stagnation that you were in. And I think this, and again, the contrast of these two is what's doing it. Not the stagnation part, but it's helping you out of it, if you will. It's really interesting. The fact that the world is here to us, you know, I just want to say the world, right? Earth, where we live. It ties back into this as well. It's like maybe the information you're gaining, there's a lot of things being disclosed at this time. It feels like even at a personal level for you, like in a personal way with you and your guides, not just in the world stage, if you will, like yesterday's thing. But you get a lot of information about the corruption, the unethical things, the cruelty, the wrong things, the things that maybe humanity also has to kind of own up to, grow up from, learn lessons from, kind of thing. Like when we do that at a personal level, believe it or not, it does affect the world. And because, you know, if you want to change the world, you got to change yourself. Quite literally, that's really what I'm picking up on with you. It's you're doing the changes that you would rather see in the world, and you're doing it. It's what I want to say. It's like this is confirmation that even though you feel down sometimes, you come out of that. It's like you go through ups and downs. We all do that, but you yourself especially go through a lot of that, and it's intense. It's transformative, but you alchemize everything and you integrate your shadow. You don't kill it. It's like you don't shy away from your ego. You welcome it. You understand it. You pour a lot of compassion into it. This is why when I was picking up on this, I didn't want to like be negative and be like, oh, this is very like I don't feel that way. And that's you. This is your energy. You are so understanding and so welcoming and so forgiving, and you have a lot of empathy even for what we consider the bad guys. You know what I mean? That's beautiful. That's a beautiful energy that you possess. Maybe that's why these beings feel very welcome to communicate with you. They provide information for you. They give you channeled messages, or I don't know, whatever it is that you do to kind of seek information when it comes to the esoteric, the mystical, or alien things, or ancient things, and all of that. Whatever it is that you do they communicate with you. They feed you information. Because they don't feel judgment coming from you, right? It's almost like the opposite of this. It's like there's no judgment. If anything, there's just you seeking information. And information is just that, information. It doesn't have to be good or bad. It's just facts. It just is, right? That's really, your energy is really beautiful. Your way of seeing the world as well, your way of approaching your spirituality is really unique. You struggle sometimes internally, right? To bring that kind of harmonious, kind of apply this empathy lens that you see other beings with, other people even with. You struggle to apply that to yourself, but they're here to teach you that you also deserve this kind of benefit of the doubt, if you will, right? That's really beautiful. Makes sense why these two will be around you at this time, trying to, you know, our spirit guides change all the time, depending on what we're working on. So, all right, and you know, we could have a big spirit team as well. These are not your only guides, is what I'm saying, okay? All right, let's see what your oracles have to say. Ooh, a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. We're about to have a full moon, but it is in Aquarius. But the fire energy is interesting. Because we have the King of Wands, So it's like following your passion. Again, Aries also, like, Aries is like the baby of the zodiac. So it's that very stubborn energy, but you head towards what you want anyways, and you do so from a place of passion, right? You're ruled by Mars as well, so it's like the god of war, and again, makes me think of kind of like this energy as well. Maybe that's where it resonates with you. Reflection, very interesting, yeah. See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. This is, yeah, you've been reflecting a lot on things. Not just your actions, but just in general. Things that just happen, things that you've learned about. There's a lot of reflection, a lot of trying to understand things. And look at that light. Wow. It's time to reveal your radiant light to the world. This is what I was saying. Like, you're ready to kind of share your messages. You're ready to, I feel like all of these pals are going to be like that. Like, you're ready to share with the world the things that you, the knowledge that you've acquired. Don't shy away from that. People, it would resonate with whoever it needs to resonate with. That's what I'm getting. Wow. A new earth. Wow. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Wow. Maybe the fact that, yeah, these energies could be giving you information about how they play a role in this, right? Because everyone has kind of like a role to play. Everything has its purpose, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, it all has its purpose. And that could be some of what you're understanding, that these energies have a purpose. They've had a purpose here on earth. Maybe that's why you're picking up on the information you're receiving, and that's part of the information you're meant to like share with the world, because that in itself is very transformative, just as it's been very transformative to you. Oh wow, yeah, that makes so much sense. Again, less is responsibility growing up, remorse, guilt, like we were picking up on. I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. Yeah. Maybe these energies want to speak through you as well, kind of deliver their message through you, or you feel resonance with them because you too have been through things in your past that, again, you're probably not very proud of, but again, you've run from them. A lot of shadow work, okay? A lot of shadow work here. And if anything, you know, it doesn't have to be huge things, but and sometimes we carry a lot of shame and guilt for the stupidest freaking crap, and that just hinders our growth, and it doesn't really serve any purpose. The longer that we hold on to it, if it's coming up, it's because you're meant to alchemize it. It's not for you to suppress. It's not for you to shy away from because you feel guilt and shame. It's for you to like bring it up, bring it to light within yourself, and move past it. Like that's kind of the energy I'm getting. Whatever you're receiving is for you to move past. And if it's not about you specifically, your life, whatever you're receiving in, as far as information about this, your spirit guides, the aliens that are trying to communicate with you, then whatever you receive, it's also for kind of humanity to move past from it. Like you to also kind of like not demonize these energies and just learn from them. Look at it through the lens of like learning and inquiring instead of like judging, right? That's kind of what I'm getting to. Very interesting reading. Very interesting. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, pal, too. I want to thank your spirit guides. I also want to thank the alien races for coming in and letting me tap into their energy and read for you today. I want to say thank you for everything that you do and for your purpose here, for stepping into that purpose of yours, okay? It takes a lot of balls to do that. It also, it's sometimes it's really hard to go through those episodes of depression and integration and shadow work, but you're doing the damn thing, okay? I believe in you. Thank you for your support, your likes, your comments, for sharing your stories. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Have an amazing AA portal. Tap into that energy. Research it if you want to. And I'll see you in the next reading. Have a good one. Hello, Pile 3. So if you guys picked Desert Rose, this is going to be your reading. So, you know, as soon as I held that, one of the alien races that's in this deck came up in my head. Let me see, hold on. It's one that looks like they could live like in the desert or something. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to look it up because if it comes out, it's gonna be confirmation. But if not, you're also meant to see it because the card literally just popped up. The image popped up. Okay. I'm gonna have such a hard time. I think it's like 20 something. Hold on. Okay, yeah, 21. They came up like this. This image literally just came into my head. All right. So these are your oracles. We're gonna leave them on the side for now. I am going to start with the Mystic Martian Oracle, and I'm going to get 2 cards to see who are the alien spirit guides that are trying to communicate with you at this time. Then Tarot is going to tell us the what and the why. So what is it that they're trying to communicate to you about and why at this time as well. And then we're going to get advice from your oracles. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you. Pile 3. I feel like all of the piles are very different. Ooh, Pleiadians. Unconditional love, excitement, and laughter. I love it. The butterflies make me think of a lot of transformation as well. What a beautiful like place to live, right? I would like to live there. That looks really cool. Very beautiful. A lot of lilac and purple could be very significant as well. Obviously the number 16 and obviously Pleiadians themselves. Maybe that's, I feel like the Pleiadians are very well known, especially in the spiritual community, that they're not, I think Pleiadians, Lyrans, and like Syrians, right? I think we, you know, those are just the things I get. Ooh, this is one of my favorite ones. Those are, oh, more purple. Okay. Mantis beings, enigma, elusive, and sensitive. Oh. Orbs could be very significant. The landscapes here are so different, but I don't know. Oh, they're holding a chalice. I never realized that before. Very interesting. Very unique figures you have going on here. Very unique alien races. All right. I want to see the bottom of the deck. Ooh. Number 1. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm getting something about like you draw like stars or something like that. I don't know. That's for someone. All right. Let me start with the Pleiadians. All right, Pleiadians. So the Pleiadians, Plejarans, come from the dazzling Seven Sister star cluster located in the eye of the Taurus Bull constellation. Oh my God. 444. That could be a synchronicity for someone. Light years away, making it one of the nearer star clusters to Earth. The Pleiadians predominantly reside on the planet TERRA, which is similar to Earth. Even the name is similar. That's interesting because I'm thinking of planet Earth in Spanish is Tierra, so Era. That's interesting. Pleiadians are a descendant genotype from the ancient Lyrians. Interesting, I brought up Lyrians. Pleiadians are humanoids and are like and like many off-planet beings, are distant cousins of the Terran Earthlings. They are 80 light years beyond humans. Wow. They thrive in an advanced, prosperous, and extremely healthy lifestyle where all are comfortably cared for. Yeah, that when I said I would love to live there, that looks very harmonious. Representational forms of money exchange are not part of their civilizations. Thank goodness. They choose not to have massive, overcrowded cities and instead opt to smaller communities, evenly distributed, that participate in the natural ecological care for their homeland environment. Very harmonious living. That's beautiful. Eons ago, the Pleiadians nearly destroyed their civilization due to ego conditioning prior to their fifth dimensional transition. The Arcturians are also an alien race that communicates a lot with humans, with channelers, I should say, were their immediate mentors and overcoming their ascension obstacles. They typically stand 6 to 8 feet tall and are very similar in appearance to humans. They have Nordic-like fair features and are usually like brunettes to blondes with green to blue eyes coloring. Besides height, one noticeable difference is their ears, which tend to be lower and slightly pointed. So like elf-like, that's really cool. Okay, due to their sophisticated societal values and structures, all Pleiadians look extremely healthy by generalized comparison to humans and do not suffer from sickness as we do. Like we do. Sickness like we do, yeah. They typically live to be around 700 Earth years, though they do not age like we do. Ancient Navajo, Cherokee, Lakota, Dakota, and Aboriginal Australians have legends of Pleiadian people teaching them. That's beautiful. Pleiadians are fun-loving, spirited beings with much love in their hearts. So the card meaning: fun, unconditional love, bonding, bridging, excitement, laughter, enthusiasm, enjoyment, contentment, charming, satisfaction, sincerity, and play. Very beautiful energy. You know why? The fact that they talk about they themselves almost lost their planet, lost their civilization due to greed, and the Arcturians kind of helped them along through their ascension. It almost makes me think that they are here for you because you're about to go through an ascension of your own. You're about to be transforming some aspect of your life, of your being is about to be transformed, or it's in transformation at this moment. We're always evolving and growing, but you could be going through a very transformative time in your life at this moment in time, pile 3, and this is why they're coming up as your spirit guides. Okay, mantis beings. Some consider the mantis beings to be one of the most mysterious. It is said they originated from the Virgo constellation in the Sobrano galaxy, some 25 million light years from Earth. Wow. Certain factions also reside in the Draco constellation. Interesting. You could be connected to Patu. Mantis beings are bipedal, standing up to 10 feet tall, with additional joints on their long, spindly limbs. They have an exoskeleton body that ranges in colors from green to brown to black. Their neck, arms, and hand are additionally have additional joints, and they are insectoids and in appearance similar to the earth prey mantis. Yeah, well, you see that. They have sometimes been associated with abductions and contactee phenomena, and report claims to have an oily covering substance on their body. For reasons they are still speculative. Ancient Egyptians, Aboriginal, and African mythologies. The Aboriginal they mention it in this one too, that they had contact with them. Interesting. Okay. And African mythologies have make references to these beings. Reports say that the mantis beings culture reverse the matriarchal society structure, and that they honor subtle feminine receptive frequencies to maintain the heightened tune and awareness. Okay, so very, very divine feminine energy coming in with them. They are masters of sound and color vibration, both in healing presence and in maintaining the altered state of heightened consciousness. These essential practices are also carried through the mantis beings, cultural ceremonies, and maintain a highly evolved civilization. They are telepathic and like the blue avians. Oh my God. So you could be connected to part 1 and 2. Like the blue avians have highly sophisticated sentient spherical orbs, force field technology for interdimensional travel. I love the fact that in every pile, the fact that yesterday they spoke about aliens and interdimensional beings, and in every pile we've gotten aliens and interdimensional beings. I love it. So yeah, they have interdimensional travel, time travel technology. Some say there are silent orbs that monitor and observe the cosmic species' spiritual progress. Again, okay, so you could be going to a spiritual upgrade at this moment. Spiritual progress for you is significant, Pal 3. The Pleiadians are here to help you with it. The praying mantis could be like kind of like record keeping for you, or like standing back in case you need information from them or something like that, but they're here to offer their assistance as well. All right, so the card meaning enigma, elusive, they're just like in the background, if you will. Maybe the Pleiadians are more in the face front of it all, like very interesting. Elusive, sensitive, altered states of consciousness, high vibration, dance, open-minded, ceremony, celebration, foresight, overseer, movement, observation, matriarchal, and manager. Manager is interesting. It's like they're helping you manage your spiritual ascension. That makes so much sense. So much sense. All right. Let's get into this because this is really... Okay. All of my cards are upright. The fact that the hangman is in reverse, that's interesting because they have, oh wow, the hangman always speaks about enlightenment, spiritual growth, honestly. That's really cool. All right. I don't know why I'm so quiet all of a sudden. It's like I'm staring off into space. That's really interesting. Okay. Maybe you have those oh. Okay. So when I'm reading, you know, I tap into your collectives, and I don't just get like information. I get sensations as well in my body and stuff. And right now I have like this very like, it's not painful. It's more like pressure on the left side of my head. And that happened when I was just looking out, like in front of me at the wall. I was just like zoomed out or zoomed in, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I want to take these. I don't actually, because I wasn't even putting my intentions. I was just shuffling. All right. Let's see what they're trying to, what kind of information they're trying to get to you at this moment, and also like why. Let's see what's going on. I just got very heavy energy. Oh wow, the Fool was meant to be here. It makes sense. So you have been on this Fool's journey. You've embarked on it, if you will, seeking I think a lot of spiritual growth. This is what this is speaking to me about. So if this doesn't resonate with you too much, maybe this is not your pal, but you falling into, right, your spiritual journey, if you will, with the Fool, you know, about to jump in. it's the reason why these energies are here now. These alien guides. I wanted to say ancestors. That's interesting. All right, Nine of Cups. Let's get the whole picture going here. Look at that. Look at that. A lot of synchronicities for you guys, huh? The fact that this is 12 and this is 12 as well. We have to talk about that. 11, 12 consecutive numbers as well. Very interesting. The High Priestess, my goodness. The fact that I moved it in and look, your little crystal moved on top of the card. Wow. My goodness. Powerful collective here. As always, pile threes are always very intense. I don't know what that's about, but we saw them before as well. All right. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to cover these people up. I'm not sure if that's gonna cover him. It's more of amplifying. Okay. All right. Let's see. It's almost like I have to. Let me sit with your energy a little bit, because now you know what just happened to me. My left ear just popped. Maybe that was the pressure I was feeling. You could be experiencing that as well, like physical manifestations of when these beings come in to communicate with you. This is interesting. The Emperor being at the bottom of the deck, because I swear to you, pile three, I looked at the bottom of the deck previously, and what I saw was the Two of Pentacles. And now this dude is here. That's a little bit freaky. It's a little too much. Too much spiritual crap going on. Okay, I'm kidding. All right. Let me sit with your energy a bit here for a second. There's just so much. There's so much. I'm getting that the choices you've made to move forward and on your spiritual path, to seek this enlightenment that you're seeking, this balance, this kind of emotional awareness and emotional intelligence, you're arriving at that. But it's going to be such a big change for you. It's almost like you don't really perceive just how big of a change it's going to be. And you're going to be you end this kind of ascension in the mentality of, I'm ready to even learn even more. Even though you've acquired so much knowledge, you're ready as well when it's almost like the next step for you is seeing the world with brand new eyes. This is what the page is speaking to me about. And even though you carry the High Priestess energy with you, you don't shy away from, again, being in this energy of, I know that I know a lot. I know that I'm very connected. I am very psychic. I'm very much aware, and I receive a lot of information. Like I said, there's a lot going on for me right now when I tap into your energy. And it started when I started the tarot, because yes, this was interesting and I read it and it all made sense. But when I started to shuffle the tarot cards, it's like I started to be like in a trance. So that kind of energy makes me think that even though you're tapped in, you receive a lot, there's so much more for you to receive. It's like they want you to pay attention to your body and your sensations in your body. They want you to pay attention to your own body language, to the things that you're doing subconsciously, like unconsciously and subconsciously. Whatever you're driven to do is interesting as well. It's like, pay attention to that. It's going to be very significant for you. They also want to acknowledge the fact that they know that you went on this fool's journey. You went on this discovery, self-discovery, that also helps discover things about the world and things about, the more that you discover about yourself, the more you discover about the world, is what I want to say. It all stems from you being very heartbroken by someone, some kind of situation. For a lot of you, someone, okay? It kind of like put you, because, getting the Lovers here makes me think of like, You know how some people could be a catalyst for your spiritual growth. They literally awaken you. I'm getting the very, what I'm getting is the very, outplayed, like common knowledge about twin flames, which is like, they activate you. They put you on a spiritual path because of the heartbreak. You fall into this, right? That's kind of like what they're acknowledging as well. That could be for some of you. It doesn't have to be. And if you don't like those labels and that kind of connection doesn't resonate with you, then that part is not for you, okay? We're not all having the same experiences when it comes to spirituality. There's something about keeping a very open mind as well. So it's, but in general, it does seem like, excuse me, you jumped into this. Oh my goodness, let me drink some water. A lot of us start this spiritual journey from a place of pain, being very, very much in pain, very much heartbroken but let it be society, life, people, the very like intense periods of depression in general, since you can remember, right? Or something like that. There's the intense pain that you've alchemized, which is what I'm talking about, like the emotional awareness that you possess now, the emotional intelligence that you possess is very significant. The way that you are so easily able to make choices is very significant as well, in a very balanced manner, because justice makes me think of, you really see both sides of a situation. You're very clear-minded, clear-headed. And then Libra energy, interesting, both air energy, Libra and Gemini. And Gemini, it speaks about choices. It also speaks about healing, because this is Angel Raphael, the angel for healers. So the healing journey you've been in is what also makes you so sure of your choices, because you are very balanced. And even when you think you're not, you are, because you are always highly guided, highly intuitive, and you receive a lot of information. You're very inquisitive as well, so it makes sense. And you don't shy away. It's almost like the Three of Swords put you in this journey. And then you want to also get to the point of the Hangman, which is seeking even more knowledge. And you're not afraid to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, quite literally. You're not afraid to walk away from things that you know are no longer serving you. The Eight of Cups is a very intense energy. It's very painful energy. It's almost comparable to this. Because this, something didn't work out and you had to move on from it. The pain is kind of like that, right? Being stabbed in the back, being, hurt by other people. But this is almost like a pain that you put yourself in. Because you walk away even though you have a lot of love to give. You still believe that things could happen. But you know what? The fact that they look like them, it's like you walked away from a connection or something that was not serving your highest good, having still a lot of love for whoever is at the other end of this. But in doing so, you realized that it's almost like it put you on another different journey. A journey that's solidifying all of this that you've learned to begin with. Does that make sense? And it's like, just like in the past, you jumped into being a fool and jumped into life because you wanted to be happy, fulfilled, wish fulfillment. You know that by doing this, you also end up here, right? Because that's what's after the Eight of Cups. It was after the Three of Swords for you, but it's also going to be after the Eight of Cups. There's something about, like I said, there's a shift in your life. There's something about you ascending. There's something about unconditional love being here is significant too. Pouring a lot of unconditional love over your life, over everything that you've been through. Maybe you're someone who honestly, you have such a beautiful energy, a big heart, big heart. Because I'm seeing someone who, again, the tough choices that you had to make, even though you feel like sometimes you're pushed towards them, or you feel the disappointment in certain connections, and that's why you walk away, because you know that they're not meant for you. Maybe not at this time, right? Wrong person, right time, wrong person. I don't know, something like that. You still send a lot of unconditional love towards this person. And then they're saying here, make sure you also share that unconditional love with yourself, okay? Everything that you've done in this journey, every path you've taken, every step forward, every step, I should say, has been a step forward. Do not for a second guess your decisions, is what this is also telling me here. You've always been making the right decisions, pile 3. It's almost like the moment in your life that's coming up is going to solidify that even more. Even though intuitively you know this already. Subconsciously you know this already. Like very Piscean energy. So Pisces, Cancer kind of energy. It's what these two are giving me right now. Very psychic, very connected, very intuitive, collective here. And maybe you come from like a couple of years ago when you started your spiritual journey, or however long ago you started. You weren't even like this at all. You were very much 3D focused, very much like all of this earthly plane, and nothing else mattered, right? But now it's like this is beautiful. It really is. The mysticism that you tap into, you're very sensitive. That makes sense. That makes so much sense. Maybe when you're extra sensitive is when this spirit guide is coming in. It's when this alien spirit guide is coming in. Because of, like I was saying, like the sensitivity in your body could be very significant. The sensitivity to sound, light, the certain parts of your body being like warm, cold, pressure. Maybe this is when this being is, you're tapping into their knowledge, their energy, and unconditional love and understanding and excitement and things that you feel like you want to jump into life. This is when the Pleiadians kind of are tapping into you as well, or you are tapping into them. That's quite interesting. Quite an interesting polarities, and like you're like a mixed bag, and I love it. I really really do. You also have a lot of major arcana, so that tells me you're a very powerful collective, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's like half your cards are major arcana, so that's insane. That's crazy. All right, let's get into your oracles. I'm very intrigued. I'm very curious about what the advice is going to be for you. Okay. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Wow. Yeah, your dedication to your growth. Capricorns, very hard-headed, very Saturn ruled. You know, it's like lessons, you integrate them, and that foundation is set for life. Like once you learn a lesson, there's no going back. Again, there's something about solidifying the progress that you've made. There's something about, I just keep saying solidifying, so I'm just gonna keep saying it because I keep hearing it. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Ooh, Earth Guide. So you could be serving as an Earth Guide for your collective, or even because you receive so much and you're so psychic and all of that. Maybe you were meant to be an Earth Guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. That unconditional love, for sure. Maybe you have a lot of, believe it or not, you're meant to be like a healer, or maybe you shy away from that a bit, or it's shy away from getting that title or putting that title on yourself. But it's not about the title. It's not about the label. It is, what do you feel like? Do you feel like you could be, you could, you know, like be, like I said, an Earth Guide for some. Like you could, your words could have a lot of power. There's a lot of wisdom that you carry within, and you have to share with others. And you do so with unconditional love. So that's why it resonates with people as well. Choice. By staying conscious of your thoughts, you guide your journey through the direction of choice. Choice is a very significant thing for you as well. We had, again, remember, we had the Lovers, which is about choice, and we had the Justice card on top of it. And I told you about very balanced in the choices that you make. And here it is. Stay very conscious, very clear, cool, calm, and collected about your choices, okay? Whenever you're being triggered or something like that, it's time to just seek information, seek guidance. And in doing that, it's how you clear the clarity, okay? Oh, wow. Harith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. So this card, always, whenever I get this card, makes me think, and that makes sense with the earth guide now. This is all making sense to me. You know how like the whole, a couple of years ago in the spiritual community, the whole thing was, oh, are you a starseed? You know, where do you come from? Like, you're not from this planet. You're incarnated here to serve humanity, help humanity with ascension. That is very much, maybe not the label of a starseed per se, and maybe not a lot of the kind of thinking that came from that, of people thinking that they're higher than others or higher than Tao, or, you know, like better, and I'm not from Earth, or all of that. Like, I'm not talking about that side of it, because then, you know, everything kind of comes with both sides, right? I'm talking more of the, again, the unconditional love side of things. You feel like you're not from here, but nonetheless, you're here to be, again, an earth guide. It makes sense now. It makes a lot of sense, actually. You could feel like you're literally from one of these places. And maybe you're not from either or, but you feel very deep connection to alien beings, interdimensional beings, because you're meant to bring their knowledge in. You're meant to like transmute and like also be like a channel for their wisdom in order to help this planet. That's really beautiful. Homesick for the stars, though. A lot of you could feel like you are star seeds. Maybe you don't like that label either. Maybe you have a thing with labels. You don't want to be labeled a healer. You don't want to be labeled a star seed. You'd rather stay away from the labels because not because you feel entrapped by them, but it's because you want to be inclusive of all. Does that make sense? That's really beautiful, actually. Your energies, you have a beautiful way of approaching your spirituality and your gifts. About 3. And here it is. You are not for everyone. You know, stay weird. Be who you're meant to be, and don't worry about it. Like, and I feel like that's you. You do that. Like, you know that you're not for everyone. Again, that this is kind of giving me the energy of the 8 of Cups, where you know you're not for everyone. Like, you walk away from when you need to. You don't stick around for things that just are not serving you anymore. It makes sense. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. So it's time, honestly. It's time. It's time to tap into their energies. I have a lot of information for you. A lot of help with this ascension that you're going through as well. There's a lot of help coming in after this hard work that you've put into yourself. Don't shy away from your awareness. Don't shy away from speaking about aliens if you communicate with them. Don't shy away from speaking about interdimensional beings. Don't shy away from any of the esoteric, magical, I was even saying elves for some reason. Like, whatever magical kind of beings are all around you and you feel very connected to, there's no need to shy away from that anymore. There's no stigma. I think there's a lot of, like, you don't have any stigma for other people's beliefs, but it's time for you to also, like, put that on yourself as well, and, like, not care if other people have stigma around your beliefs. You know who you are and what you're doing this for, especially when you're coming from such a beautiful place of unconditional love, understanding, want to be inclusive of everyone. Who cares what other people think? Who cares? Not you. I'm telling you, you're tapping into that. You're like, I really don't give a fuck. You're like, I'm going to be who I am. And whoever wants to, it's almost like I'm going to leave my truth, and whoever wants to tag along will, and who doesn't. And that's okay. And that is very, very much perfectly fine. Thank you so much, you guys, for letting me read for you. This was a beautiful reading. Thank you to your spirit guides. Thank you to your alien spirit guides for being here, letting me be the one to deliver these messages to you. Thank you for your likes, your comments, for always being so supportive. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Have a good one.